Ukraine's state security service, the SBU, has released a video addressed to Russian President Vladimir Putin by a detained Russian serviceman, Vladimir Starkov. Starkov, 37, from Russia's Kirov region, was captured at the end of July with a cargo of military equipment in eastern Ukraine and later charged with terrorism. In the video address, Starkov, sitting in an empty room wearing a military uniform, asked the Russian president to recognize him as a Russian officer and to provide assistance in getting back to Russia. Dear President Putin, I am a serving officer. I have served for 19 years, but I am not a combat officer. I am the so-called paper or clerical officer. I don't know how to act in such situations or what to do. But I have served somehow for 19 years in the Russian army, and now, suddenly, no one recognizes me. They say I do not exist, and that such a man did not serve in the army. Therefore, I ask somehow, someone to recognize me, that I am a real serviceman, and to help me to get transferred from here to Russia. Starkov admitted immediately he was a serving officer in the Russian armed forces after he was stopped in a truck at a checkpoint 22 kilometers outside the occupied city of Donetsk. Ukraine is trying to use the case to bolster its charges that Russia is continuing its invasion in the 15-month-long conflict and undermining a peace agreement worked out in Minsk in February. While supporting the militants' cause, the Kremlin denies it is supplying them with arms and equipment, and that any of its forces are engaged in the conflict in Ukraine's east. When Ukraine captured 2 Russian soldiers in May, Russia said the 2 men had quit their special forces unit to go to Ukraine of their own volition. SBU officials say Starkov and another man who said he was a separatist fighter too lost their way and drove towards Ukrainian forces manning the checkpoint.